Now it's time to break it.
This episode's our Movie Movie Bookie Bookie episode. If you haven't been paying attention, first of all, what are you doing? We're doing Movie Movie Bookie Bookie every week. It's our movie book club amongst the four of us. We're also trying to get our viewers involved. So if you have any pitches that you want to throw out there, movies that you want us to watch and review, throw those in the comments. This week we did watch Blank Check. This was Aaron's pick. We have been going in rotation. But before we get into Blank Check, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, turn on notifications. We're dropping videos almost daily, so you might as well stay tuned for what we got coming. So
like we said, with pick number 14, Aaron has selected
14. Damn. Blank Check, little early 90s Disney original. Phenomenal film, if I do say so myself.
Do you have the synopsis for you if you want?
I know you have it pulled up there. Let's see.
In your best 90s voice.
Oh, okay, like this.
Let's see here.
In a world, quick thinking landed him $1 million. Now everybody's after it. Bullied by his siblings and nagged by his parents. Ooh, 11. He's 11. I thought he was 10. Sorry. 11-year-old Preston is fed up with his family, especially after their frugality. But he gets his chance to teach them a lesson when a money-laundering criminal nearly bulldozes Preston with his car and gives the boy a blank check as compensation. Preston makes the check out for $1 million and goes on a spending spree he'll never forget. Maybe now his family will take him seriously.
Hell yeah.
You know, it hits all the points.
I don't think nagging is the right word. Bullied by his...
Bullied and neglected and abused verbally.
He should have been part of the military.
get a job!
Well, like I said, a good 90s fun family flick.
I agree.
You know, if you're going to be a real nag and go, oh, $1 million can't get you that in 1993.
They actually do a breakdown on screen of what he spent.
And it shows you that you easily could. Now,
With about
2022, you need
$300
about
left over.
$20 million to get what he got. But let's go around the table. Nick, let's hear your unimportant opinion. And Gavin, what did you think?
Go for it, Kevin.
All right. I'm about to go conspiracy theorist on you.
Okay, lay it down.
Yeah,
I
we're done
enjoyed
with that.
I enjoyed the movie. It's a goofy movie. However, there is a lot of... I don't know who did like the framing, but it makes everybody that's like after the kid is like Preston is like trying to molest him.
It's very pedophilia.
Like all of it. Like every scene, like they're like following around. They're like, oh, they're just asking random kids and grabbing them, and it's always from like the worst point of views. Like the camera angle makes them villain. I might get they're the villains, but still, like even
They're
like
bad people.
it's demonstrating that they're bad people, Gavin.
I know, but like
They're supposed to be unlikable. It's like a pedophile.
That's just one more layer.
the fact that Preston dates a grown ass woman and ends up getting a kiss by the end of the movie. Pedophile.
Hey, she asked him to grow up first. Come see me in 10 years. Then made out with him.
Yeah, then yeah. You're right.
I'll be your grandmother by then.
She's a cougar.
She was not a cougar, a pedophile. But
Yes. I mean, like I said, watching it, if you gender swapped Preston to a female and the FBI agent to a man,
Then you have
it would
movie
get a
Taken.
lot more creepy. Yeah, you'd have Taken, basically, yeah.
I think it's the same. I agree. I think it'd be more widespread creepy. People would agree with us more.
Yeah, they would. But here they're like, oh, it's okay because he's a guy.
All I can think of. The movie is basically nice. That's my thought.
But that aside, it's a good movie.
Yeah, that aside.
Take all the pedophilia out of it, it's a good movie.
Oh yeah. It also gave me great ideas to like edit scenes. And not great
Maybe we'll
ideas.
do that. Nick, any thoughts on it this time around? For realsies?
For realsies,
For realsies.
there's no way that a 11-year-old child could carry that much money in a backpack. In mostly $20 bills, that's about 100 pounds, and he's running around like he has literally nothing in his backpack. The math
Well, he's Preston. The Preston.
Yeah, I don't think you know who this kid grew up to be.
The math makes no fucking sense at all. He spends $300 on the house.
$300. Damn.
$300,000.
Damn, the market was good.
$300,000. Sorry. And
I
then
should
he
have been
has
investing.
40 trucks lined up down his neighborhood delivering a bunch of stuff to his house. The stuff in the trucks alone was over $1 million.
Probably
You'd
wasn't
think
delivering everything on
But
a truck.
They aren't full trucks. They're delivery trucks giving him products.
Eric, he
Chips
bought a
Ahoy.
whole water slide. That's not cheap.
Yeah,
He
that's
bought
not-
a VR setup in the 90s. That wasn't cheap.
That stuff
but
isn't cheap.
He probably leased it all.
From somebody who works for a distributing company, not all that stuff on that truck was probably for him.
Yeah.
He was probably one of the many stops they were stopping at.
Now, for childhood rich fantasy, sure, they want you to believe that it's all his and it can cover that. But I mean, the economy was good. We had
It was way better than
we had
now.
Clinton in office. Economy was up.
Like
You
Clinton's
could
dead.
buy things back then.
Just like whatever was under his desk at the time.
Yeah, it was up. It was all up.
All up. Wow.
You know, in today's economy, yeah, $1 million isn't going to get you any of that.
Bro, one of the main characters in the movie tells him that $1 million doesn't get you much.
And guess what?
It got
he
him
went
that.
bankrupt very quickly. 6
6 days! Should have been much faster than that.
His bills weren't due yet. You don't pay
I
up
think
front for all that stuff.
Personally, I think he blew it all in that like first 2 days.
Yeah. Then the bills
Except
started
for like,
coming
except for like maybe around like $3,000, or let's say 13 grand, because the other chick took 10 grand as a down payment.
Yeah.
And then like he didn't do anything else. All he really did was
The party
go
was
to-
the last thing he did.
Yeah, and he couldn't pay the party.
Yeah. He was broke. And his bills were coming due. Everybody was there expecting a check. And he did not have
He
it.
was paying cash at the stores. Eric.
Yeah. At the stores, at the mall.
Yeah.
He was ordering other shit.
From where?
From his badass like
It
his like
was
stock.
Macintosh computers!
Fully loaded
And with
with
what
the
bank
internet.
account? There's no bank account.
Tony Stark built this in a cave.
Which is why they were there wanting money. And
With a
when
box
he said he
scraps.
was broke, they're like, oh, pull out. This party's over.
Crazy.
Crazy. No, I talk a lot of shit about this movie. It is not one of my favorite Disney Channel originals. It has been talked up quite a bit in this group, which, yes, I am a hipster, might make me dislike it more than
It does every time.
I should. But it's not a horrible movie. I definitely, like, this time watching it around, I barely said anything. I fully immersed myself in the movie.
In the mathematics of
You know, the biggest hipster in our group loves this movie.
Well,
And that's Rick.
I was ready to be attacked.
You just,
I'm not a fucking hipster. Don't you come here, hipster.
Aaron,
What was I
this was
supposed
your
to
pick.
say?
What do you got?
this is
Oh.
my pick. Like I said, I love this movie. By far not my favorite Disney original. We might get to some of those, but it's probably in my top 5 Disney original movies that were made for TV back in the 90s.
I'd have to agree with that.
And I'll also admit part of my passion for this movie comes arguing with Nick about it, so it made it a little less enjoyable that he did shut up and watch it like I told him to.
That is part of our group, though. Like, if most of us are kind of liking a movie, and there's one that just kind of like hates it.
Yeah, it just makes you like it all the more.
Yeah. Everyone zeroes in on
It's
that.
like
It's kind of like Cats.
It's
where
exactly
If Zach hadn't been here that day, I'd probably say, wow, this is a piece of shit. But now it's one of my top movies of all time.
I'm gonna end this video.
No, you're not. That clip's getting cut. But yeah, good movie. Cheesy, unrealistic,
In this
but
market.
you know, that's all it's about.
Well, you guys hit most of the points. There's pedophilia in there.
There, yes.
There is.
There's a lot.
There is a lot of fun stuff about this movie. It's just meant to be fun. It is unrealistic. There's a lot of stuff in there like just doesn't make sense. And the parents like
Could they have picked a less intimidating person to be the bad guy in this movie?
yeah.
Yes, they could have.
Because he was so Tone Loc, who is not intimidating, was more intimidating than the main bad guy.
But Tone Loc was funny.
Tone Loc was funny. He
Yeah.
was definitely the comedic aspect for the bad
Oh
guy.
yes.
And then before I forget, as far as good characters go, the limo driver was
Oh
the best.
yeah.
That's the other thing. You can definitely tell that some of these roles were written for actors that Disney couldn't afford.
Like Chris Farley.
Like Chris
That's
Farley
exactly
should
what I
have
was
been.
just
one of
That's
the-
who should have.
Oh,
been.
yeah.
This was discount Chris Farley.
Oh, 100%.
Not saying he did not do a good job.
No,
No, he
he
did.
he's one of the bright spots of this movie.
But it was definitely written for somebody like Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Uh,
I still who was the actor that I brought up at the very beginning when they show the bad guy escaping from jail?
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
he would have been a great casting choice as the villain in this movie. He was so good in Big Fat Liar as the bad guy.
I don't see him as somebody who would do like a bank robbery or something like this character probably did.
Have you seen Big Fat Liar?
Yes, I have.
It's great.
He stole a script from a child.
Yeah, that's not. I don't like the villain. He doesn't come off as they should have hired like some big giant WWE wrestler to be the villain.
And a
The-
Disney Channel
the issue-
movie.
100%.
Yeah, I think
Hulk Hogan was huge in '93.
I think that's
Hulk Hogan would have been a great villain.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold
Well,
would have been dope.
I think
Hulk Hogan was good in the Three Ninjas
That's what I'm saying.
High Noon or whatever it was.
I
He
think
was
it's part of the
villain in
reason
that.
there's so much like why it feels so pedophilic is that he's not intimidating. And
And if you're not intimidating, you're a pedophile.
no,
Wow, Gavin.
well, no. So he's trying to act like a tough guy when he clearly can't, which makes him just come off like, and he like section assaults multiple people throughout the movie as well. Aside from the children,
Kissing the girl on the cheek.
he smacks someone's ass. Or no, the
lady running the party.
Yeah, lady smacked her on the ass.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, smacked him or pinched his ass. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, and then like Tone Loc was just like.
Also, where are all these people? Why are all these people here at this birthday party for a person they've never met before?
'Cause-
Did she hire these people?
Because
Like,
money attracts people.
did the
Yeah.
party planner
These
bring
are
in all
the
these people?
they're the ritzy,
Okay.
to-do people in the area, and they hear, "Oh, a big rich guy's unveiling. You're all invited."
I have to.
It's all
I also have
status.
to take myself out of 2022
Yes.
when I watch this movie because realistically, the first thought that came through my mind is this dude just escaped from prison and now is trying to buy a house in the city he just escaped from prison from. Like, why wouldn't he move somewhere else? But it's 1993, so the technology isn't up to where it is now. And
Yeah, much easier to get away with shit.
but Zach, I'm sorry, I kept interrupting you.
No,
You
you're
go.
good, you're good. The story's just fun. It's meant to like just take you out of reality for a little while, which it does, because none of this is based in reality, like
Yeah, and
realistically.
I mean, picture yourself at 11 years old. All those kids mowing lawns for $5 have these money fantasies, and
Yeah.
they just
This is a money
tapped that
fantasy
market.
movie.
Yeah.
Those parents, that family, just a bunch of jerks.
The mom's cool.
Yeah, the mom's
The
cool.
mom's not bad.
Well,
It's
well,
the
until
cool
she
way.
started yelling
But
at
she
him
enables
for
it.
almost getting killed.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say there's an argument for her being the worst one.
Yeah, there is.
Um,
And yeah, when he almost dies.
Yeah, I do like that his
Wreck.
bike gets hit by a car and his parents ground him.
Yeah.
Like,
You need to
your
take
child almost died.
You almost died.
You're
You're
grounded.
but that's defeated into more of his fantasies of
Trying to get
my
away from
family
this
sucks.
Yeah.
I need to get away
Yeah.
from them. I need my own house.
Yeah.
That house though. If I had $300,000 that could buy that castle house, hands down would buy it.
Well, yeah, those houses are in, I think, Dallas, Texas.
I mean, we
they're
have
going
one-
for a couple million now. I think in that
Easily.
neighborhood, if you looked it up right now, it's
Easily.
2 to 3 million. For
Yeah.
a house.
There's one
But in
that's-
1993, it probably was just a few hundred thousand.
There actually is one down the street on First that kind of looks similar in that same style.
Yeah, just
Smaller.
that old Gothic castle look.
I do like that he puts up a flag on top of the house with a giant M on it for Macintosh. Notice that this time I watched it around.
Those brothers. As an older brother, I probably relate with them more.
Yeah,
But
They were
I
dumb though.
they were.
Yeah, I also like how quick they were to forgive. He hits him in the head with a baseball while they're working. He doesn't make a big deal about it because I'm sure that Preston's paying him to like do stuff for Mr. McIntosh. But then at the end when he blows out his candles and his brothers are just like, oh,
we love
our
you.
little brother.
The abuse is over.
I want to know what
We've learned
hand and
lessons.
feet
Just
was.
tonight.
Huh?
I want to know what their business was, hand and foot.
Hand and foot.
They just did that little gay dance they did. And
That's all we saw.
got paid.
Hand and
Making
foot.
money.
Or were they doing like hand, like
Hand
chores,
and foot.
hand and foot?
Hand and foot jobs. That's all it was. Whatever.
To keep with the theme of the movie, they're giving
involved
out
a
hand and foot
foot.
jobs.
Well, that
You got
does
a
keep
job
the
that
theme
means
of the
solving.
movie. They are children.
True.
So,
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, so yeah, hand and foot. Hand and foot? That's why they sleep face to butt. So they can butt to face. Butt to face.
So I wear sleep.
I did pull up some fun
Yeah,
facts and
cool. I
stuff.
did look those up.
Amusement park is Six Flags Fiesta Texas in San Antonio.
Ooh.
Karen Duffy also played a character named Shay in Dumb and Dumber the same year. Both films involved a briefcase full of money as a plot element, but unlike this film, Karen Duffy was actually one of the antagonists
and
in
not
Dumb
a
and Dumber.
pedophile.
The computer used to provide the voice of Mr. Macintosh is an Apple Macintosh Performa 600.
Yeah. Checks out.
During the cinematic showdown, Preston puts the virtual reality goggles on Bitterman, Michael Lerner, and makes him wrestle a T-Rex statue with the sound of a T-Rex roaring. Lerner appeared in Godzilla.
I did mention
You
that.
did mention that?
Yeah.
He plays the mayor.
Damn fine mayor.
Just
he was.
after Preston enters the bank for the first time, an overhead shot shows Shay crossing the bank floor right before she actually enters the room in the very next shot. Some spoilers. These aren't spoilers. I don't know why they're in here.
Spoiler alert! 1993, dudes!
When the bad guys drive through the park chasing Preston, they hit a sign that says Macintosh Kids Park. The crux of the premise is that Preston is barely 12 years old and wants a lavish birthday party, which takes place at the climax of the film. It is customary for child actors to be older than the characters they play. In what seems to be an odd inversion of this trope, Brian Bonzall was actually younger than the leading character. Filming was completed before the summer of 1993, and the young actor was 11. However, he was 12 years old when the film was released.
Well, that makes up for it.
After failing
He
to
was
catch...
arrested at 12, not at 11.
After failing to catch Preston in the park car chase on the next scene, Butch is seen riding his bike when he encounters a $20 note on the pavement. He says, "Hello, Mr. Jefferson," when it is actually Andrew Jackson who's pictured on a $20 bill. Jefferson is, however, on the $2 note. Some give me the word, Zach. Continuity. Thank you.
You're asking me who trips on words all the time.
When Preston is filling out the check on his computer, he types $1 million, but when it's printed, it comes out as 1,000,000 and 00 over 100. That means 100. That means 1,000,000 and 0 cents. That's not an error.
Whoever wrote this
Has never written a check in their entire life. Indiana must sure have some odd weather, like in August.
It's actually, these things are actually written by the directors. That explains a lot.
Really?
No,
Oh,
not at all.
But you fell for it.
I did. I saw it. In some scenes when we see Preston on the water slide in his pool, yet others he's wearing a jacket and long sleeves. Some of these are dumb. In the beginning of the film, when Quigley's in the warehouse, he closes the compartment on the floor twice. What an idiot. When Preston places the backpack on the desk and opens it, the bank manager turns to get the money out of the safe, and Preston puts the bag on the desk again. What an idiot.
So just bad editing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like when they're dancing in the water fountain and they keep going from dry to wet, dry to wet, dry to wet. That happened like 4 times. That was hilarious.
Everyone knows.
My favorite one's still from Sharknado 1, where the traffic in the background of the overpass scenes going backwards.
Well, that and when there's like flooded and then dry, flooded, dry, flooded, dry. In Sharknado. There's a lot in Sharknado.
Yeah.
What other spoilers do you have for
I don't
us?
know. I'm trying to find a decent one.
Spoilers. The man that played Preston is now 45 years old.
What?
That's not right at
Oh.
all. if he was 12 when he came out in 93.
30 years later. 42 years old.
Shit.
Preston's 40 now.
40?
Yeah. I'm looking him up. His name is Brian Bonzall. He
God.
is a musician
Oh
now.
my lord.
Brian Bonslaw?
We'll put him up on screen.
Jesus.
He's been in a few bands. Let me see. He's been in.
Oh my god.
Let's see. The Late Bloomers.
He has neck tattoos.
Boulder based, so he's in
Do you think
Colorado.
he's part of that?
Oh,
Family
his
Tap-
best band was called Thruster. That's
shit.
pretty cool.
All right, New York Daily News.
He's been arrested for assault
2
charges
years-
on his girlfriend.
But
so he's
he
a good
got
guy.
he had 2 years probation for the assault charge.
Yeah.
You know what this just sounds
And this
like to
happened
me?
when he was 28.
A kid who was hired by Disney to be in a movie.
Do you know what else he was in?
That's usually how it goes.
He was in Family Ties with Michael J. Fox.
Well, so he was touched
He
in 2
co-starred.
movies. Poor kid.
He tested positive for marijuana.
Oh no!
All right, here we go. Preston's expense report towards the end of the movie indicates that he spent $999,667.83. However, after calculating the math and tracking the listed expenses with their appearance through the movie, the actual amount Preston had spent at this time totaled $504,879.08. Also, the list does not include the amount that he had paid for the house or the cash he had in the backpack. The maximum at the bottom should read $879.08.
So you're still saying you could have bottled that with $1 million?
Yep.
That's what I got from that.
That's
No.
what I got from that too. He had money to spare.
Whoever wrote that didn't realize that when he gets on the computer, there's already a screen with a bunch of amounts on there, and then he hits enter and it scrolls down, and then there's a much shorter list with the total at the bottom. So they probably didn't count everything.
Yeah,
that was on
and
the first sheet.
because I did make sure the 300,000 was on there.
Yeah, it's on the top. So when Preston calculates the time required to accumulate $1 million from the birthday check, the answer is an error by several times. The movie shows that the time is 342,506 years. If the interest is calculated yearly, it should take 338 years, or monthly, it should take about 331 years and 7 months.
Yeah, but that's less dramatic.
Even though the month is supposed to be August, according to the date written on the check, fall foliage is clearly visible throughout the film. When Preston first meets Henry, he calls him Harry. Preston's backpack is way too small for $1 million to fit inside. All of those are correct.
That is correct.
No,
I will say that there's no way.
fine movie.
Not
Yes, that's
$1
the
million
biggest
and
takeaway.
not all $100 bills, no less. Like
This is probably one of the few movie bookie bookie episodes so far, or movies that we've chosen that is kid friendly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Other than the pedophilia.
Cats is kid friendly.
Other than the buttholes.
Near the end of the movie, Quigley learns that Preston had spent the entire $1 million, but yet the check Preston cashes in reads August 9th, 1993. This is a Monday. Later, Shay visits and asks about if Macintosh is available. Preston asks what day it is, and she replies Wednesday. Preston says no, but says he is. They go out that night, and later Preston says that Friday there's going to be a big party and Macintosh will be there. After the big party that takes place on Friday, the trio catch Preston and Quigley goes, "How could you spend $1 million in just 6 days? There's no way that 6 days could have elapsed during this time span. Only 4 days had elapsed."
So they're just all bad at looking at calendar. That's all it comes down to.
Oh yeah.
I make that mistake sometimes. Before smartphones, it was harder to keep track of.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anybody got some great quotes they like?
Not really anything that really stick out.
I'm gonna call me in 10 years.
A little bit of a tongue dance.
Let me see.
Here's $6. You can have fun all day on that. You don't get out much, do you, Dad?
It had been such a long time since we've seen this movie together that when we were watching it today, I kind of forgot that the first check isn't the blank check that he fills out. Up until the father's like, "Oh, $11," and I'm like, "Wait, does he rewrite $1 million on there?"
Yeah. No, that was just the premise, so we understood how blank checks work.
Yeah.
Before he
A little
did some
lesson
total
there
fraud.
from Daddy-O.
Yeah.
Fraud he got away with.
I don't know the quote, but I liked it when Tom Lope was like, "Yeah, I'd recognize this kid anywhere."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "It's upside down." It's like,
That was probably.
That was a good one.
And I was thinking to myself, he should have been like, "Yeah, even upside down, I can recognize this
Yeah.
kid."
But nope. Yeah, I don't know now.
What?
These kids all look alike to me.
It's upside down.
It's like they gave them the lines day of filming, and they kind of just the other actors are supposed to react. Because you saw the main villain could just go like,
Yeah.
All right,
That was actually a blooper reel. They just forgot to edit it out.
Zach, give me a rating.
Rating? Because of pure enjoyment, but lack of sense and continuity errors, I would give this a 7 out of 10.
Aaron?
I'm giving this a solid 7 out of 10, just on the enjoyment.
Gavin?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Nick?
What?
Look.
Here we go.
Look. People know that I'm not a huge fan of this movie. But a lot of that is very played up. While there are a lot of issues that I get mad at every time I watch this movie, I'm going to give it a 6.
Oh, actually, here's my favorite quote, because this is the exact quote from what I said. Preston Waters. When will I see you again? Shay, why don't you give me a call in, let's say, 10 years?
5.
Preston, 5. Shay, 7. Preston, 6. So it was 16.
We negotiate our
It's a
pedophilia.
date. So, 18. He was turning 12. That was his birthday that he was having. So
In
he would
6
be
years,
18.
he'll be 18 and legal.
That's true. That's good for her.
She was playing the. She thought they were recording still. She was bugged.
This conversation actually happened in whatever his name is, dressing room.
Yes, it did.
So, not something that we've really talked about, but kind of the goal of Movie Bookie Bookie, eventually, same with our top 10 list, is we want to take recommendations from anybody that's watching, and we're open to anything. I mean, as we've proven with some of these movies we have picked, we will watch anything that is recommended to us, and we will give a good watch through and give our honest opinions on it. So, I know that this week it's supposed to be Gavin's pick.
It is.
But we did get a fan recommendation, so I say we do that this week. We'll get to Gavin's next week if everybody's cool with that.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, the only person that
Maybe
Jerry
we should move to a wheel system if we're going to be doing fan ones too.
That's true. We just have to keep them all the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. I mean, right now it's not like we're gonna get a lot of fan ones out there.
Jerry, keep it up.
So those movies.
Jerry Colombo, the first person to give us an actual comment on a video, which we appreciate. We've gotten a couple, but I don't know what promo SM means.
Oh. I looked it up.
Okay.
It's so you can go there and you can buy viewers and subscribers.
Oh, no,
But
we're
they're-
good on that.
But they're not real.
Yeah, we're good on buy. I've heard that can lose you your YouTube.
They can.
Because it's
So-
easily
I was like,
traceable.
it's also unhelpful because you're wanting actual growth, not just
Yeah.
fake growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for you.
No.
Except get you monetized quicker and then shut down quicker.
So we'll watch this one. We'll get to Gavin's next week, and then it will be Zach's turn. And then if we have any other fan recommendations, we'll do it before we start up our next turn of.
Yeah.
So, Jerry recommended In Bruges, which I had to look up because I'd never heard of it before. Colin Farrell's in this movie. Brandon Gleeson, Syrian Hines. I don't know who that is. All in IMDb says guilt-stricken after a job gone wrong, hitman Ray and his partner await orders from their ruthless boss in Bruges, Belgium, the last place in the world Ray wants to be. So,
Well, I've never heard of it. Sounds good.
Came
though.
out
I also have never heard of it.
2008.
I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah, it does. It has Ralph Fiennes in it too,
Oh, Fiennes.
and Brandon Gleeson.
This director also made Seven Psychopaths, which wasn't bad.
Okay, who directed it?
His name is Martin McDonough.
So I did find the right one. Okay.
3 Billboards Outside of. Oh, I've heard of this movie.
Is that
it was a-
Peter Dinklage?
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage is
Great
in
movie.
this fucking movie.
Yeah, he
Doesn't sound bad.
he has directed In Bruges, Seven Psychopaths, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which I actually heard is also another really good
Well, I've
movie.
seen Seven Psychopaths.
I have
That's
too.
decent.
So yeah, we'll give this one a watch this week. Like I said, if anybody else has any recommendations watching this, leave that down in the comments. Like, subscribe, click that notification bell. Like I said at the beginning, we're releasing episodes almost daily, so you might as well stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming out. Anybody got anything else before we move on?
No, not really.
Oh, I do have one more thing. I thought about this halfway through the episode. I know it's not 1993, so we couldn't get as much. But we'll start with Zach. If you had a blank check for $1 million, what would you get with $1 million?
First off, a decent home. Not something too big, but something with a furnished basement. So I could turn it into a home theater system, and everything else can go to my wife.
There you go.
Aaron?
A full tank of gas. Am I right?
Fuck you, Russia.
Good house that everybody can just move into. Do my friend commune and a couple Teslas, and then rest in investments.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of the same way. We've always talked about just getting a plot of land, and we all kind of just have houses on a plot of land. I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, $1 million probably enough for a little cultish for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's what a cult would say.
I would upgrade our podcast stuff because I really do want this to eventually take off, and I would love for this to be like a full-time kind of job kind of thing. So
have like a producer, cameraman.
Yeah, we get a legit studio that we don't have to set up and break down every time after we're done recording. And then I would definitely buy a Tesla. And then I would save whatever I have left, which wouldn't be a ton. So
Gavin, your $300.
Could you imagine Wormwood making us a custom D&D table? Just like
You can just buy it. They're expensive as hell, though.
just make us a custom.
The guy made $1 million.
the pet rock.
This is my board.
So what would I buy with $1 million? I would pay off my debts.
Yeah.
I would use $10,000 to $20,000 for a bitchin' computer set up. So you have to. Give my old one probably to Zach so you can stop using it as an excuse.
Chromebook sucks.
I'd buy probably
Sponsored by Chromebook.
I'd buy
It's okay if you're cheap.
a house,
Don't want to do
and
anything.
then I'd probably put the rest into investments in like bonds and shit. Probably a good portion into like just throw 100,000 into like a 35-year bond and just.
Here's what we are saying. None of us are getting anywhere close to what Preston got in 1993.
So if you'd like to see what we do with $1 million,
Just think of
send
all
us
the
a blank
figures
check.
I could get with $1 million.
Easily like 200.
Because they're about, think about it, like the figures I get from the Black Series are about 25 at most each. Now I'm gonna.
Well,
do
you
this
need to
math.
step up your figure game to those.
Oh yeah, I probably would, but just
top tier ones that you don't see at Walmart.
just with these, divided by 25, 40,000 figures.
I'd also take out everybody I know to a super fancy dinner.
So
Oh,
you're
I thought
saying
you
you
were
wouldn't just
taking
go
out
down
Hitman.
to Denver,
I'm also going to
go
take
to
out
Mile High
everyone.
Comics, and not buy the signed like Spider-Man or something?
Yeah, you.
See, I don't want to blow in one place. Like,
Well, that's not blowing in one place. It's only like $150,000.
Yeah, you're going to spend like 500
I could
grand.
probably do that.
Like,
Half your money's going there.
But realistically, all I really want is like a nice big room in a basement, kind of like probably a little bit bigger than this, maybe the same size. One blank wall. I can put shelves on the other side, like each side with posters and stuff. A big screen projector. Hopefully by then, because this will be a few years from now, 4K is more accessible projector-wise.
Non-projector form.
I live more, but it's still expensive.
Yeah. Something like that, and then just a nice sectional couch, because I think it would be fun where we're all on the same piece of furniture, just enjoying movies together.
Yeah.
I can also see, like, turning in like a / recording studio on the back half, and like we could record like this with this projector screen behind us.
Yeah. I think that's my big thing. I want to build this podcast, get us multiple camera angles.
Oh yeah.
Pay somebody to be our editor for a while. Get us some
Fly
We'll
by
keep
camera.
growing. I mean,
Yeah.
we've grown a little. If you
Yeah.
look at our first few episodes to
where we're
the
at now.
setup now, but we're still a good ways away from where I was.
That's all right. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep.
They say 2 years of being constant,
And
and
it's been about 4 months. So
Yeah. We'll
Uh,
get there.
we're on the road.
yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are gonna keep making content, whether we have 24 viewers or whether we have 24,000 viewers. We're gonna keep making the same content and just love being here and hanging out with everybody. It gives us an excuse to kind of just hang out together all day. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's time to split.